Today, we heard directly from friends and acquaintances of Molly Corbett who claim Molly opened up to them about abuse from her husband, Jason Corbett. This took place during a sentencing hearing in Lexington for Molly, who has pleaded no contest to voluntary manslaughter, and her father, Thomas Martin, who's pleaded guilty to the same charges.
Now, some of these statements were referenced in their first murder trial, but none of these women ever took the stand. Fox 8's Caroline Boyer sat in the courtroom and joins us now live outside the Davidson County Courthouse. Caroline, what did these women witness?
Katie, they detailed the verbal abuse they heard directly. None of them ever saw any physical abuse, but heard about it happening through Molly. All of these women had very similar stories. They talked about how Jason would try to control what Molly wore and who she would talk to. Two of the women say they heard phone conversations where Jason was screaming at Molly and calling her bad names. During a lot of this talk, Jason's children, Sarah and Jack, were shaking their heads. At one point, Sarah turned to her aunt and said, "That is not true." On Friday, I heard story after story from neighbors, friends, and even people who didn't know Molly Corbett well about how Molly confided in them about the abuse going on in her home. Molly's neighbor at the time, Shannon Grubb, claimed Molly came to a neighborhood party one time with a toboggan on, pulled a bloody tissue out of her hat, and told Shannon she'd been in a fight with Jason before coming. Another neighbor, Billy Jacobs, told the judge she knew sooner or later somebody was going to get hurt. She says Molly would tell her about Jason choking her to the point of passing out during sex. When these friends suggested Molly leave, she says Molly would tell them it'll be okay and that she didn't want to leave the children. It's important to remember earlier this week we watched a video in court of Molly's interview with a detective hours after Jason's death, where the detective asked Molly if she told anyone about the abuse, and Molly said no. The state claims of the more than 50 people detectives interviewed, the 5 women called to testify Friday are the only ones who claim there were inaccuracies recorded in their original statements. On Friday, the state honed in on information gathered from people who know the Corbetts. The attorneys conducted interviews where people say they heard Molly claiming to be Sarah's biological mother. They say she even came up with an elaborate story about birthing complications. They say Molly also lied about knowing Jason's first wife and claimed she wanted Molly to be the children's mother after she died. Molly was visibly irritated during this, leaning over and whispering to her attorney. The defense spent part of the morning talking about the blood on Molly's pajamas and on the brick paver which she used to hit Jason. Her attorneys argue there was a lot of blood on that brick, not because Molly hit Jason excessively, but because that brick was sitting on the ground. It could have soaked up blood from the carpet while Molly was performing CPR on Jason. Court will reconvene at 9 o'clock Monday morning. Live in Davidson County, Caroline Boyer, Fox 8 News.
Thank